Hello everyone, today I'm going to make a savoury dish, cheese and onion puffs. So the first thing, I've put my apron on, I'm going to wash my hands. That's what we'll be starting with every single time. Okay, my ingredients are a puff pastry roll, grated cheese, a couple of onions, some Worcester sauce and milk. Not a lot of ingredients. So this is easy. So I'm going to unroll my puff pastry, keep the greaseproof paper on it because that will help you for it not to slip all the way out. And for the younger ones you might need an adult to help you here because we are going to be using sharp knives today. Okay, so I've got my pastry spread out and I'm going to try and cut it up into 4 equal rectangles. There we are, and I can actually set that aside now. Okay, so I'll put that aside. I'm going to put my oven on. I need to have that on at 200 degrees. Alright, and that can be heating up. Okay, next thing that I've done is I've actually grated my cheese. And I use this grater, which has got the bigger holes on it. Okay, you can see inside I've still got some cheese left over. I put it on top of this piece of paper towel. Again, it's to stop the grater moving when I'm rubbing the cheese across the top. So I can put that away to the side now that I've shown you that. 2 onions. So the first thing that we need to do is take the top off the onion. Again, you might need adult help. Take all the skin off, but leave the root where the vegetable is growing in the ground. This is going to help you for later on. Okay? Make a bridge over the top of your onion. This is hopefully to stop you from getting any fingers cut. So I'm going to cut through it so that it's cut in half. Then I've got a flat side which I'm going to put down on my board, and I've also got the onion still attached that I don't have pieces of onion slipping all over the place. So now I'm going to slice it, and I'm going to slice it from the root down to the bottom without actually cutting into the root. So again, I make a bridge with my fingers, these 2 fingers, across the top of my onion. So now you can see my onion is almost cut through, but not quite. So I'm now going to turn it back onto its flat side and take the root off. I don't want that. And then I can just make sure that I've cut all the way through, and hey presto, I've got my slices, which I then put into my frying pan with a tablespoon of olive oil. So I've done that already so that you can then see. So there on the recipe it says 2 onions sliced, which we did, and sautéed, which is just a fancy word for fried, with a tablespoon of oil. So there, I'm all done. And I'm going to put that in a bowl with the Worcester sauce. There's my bowl. And now I can put my onions into my bowl. Pop that into the wash bowl. So now I'm going to take my Worcester sauce, and I want 1 teaspoon. So I've got my measuring spoon, so I look for 1 teaspoon. There we go. and I can just mix that up, and all that is there for is a little bit added flavour. Okay, now I can take my puff pastry back. Now I've done 200 grams of cheese because I like it cheesy, but some of you might not want it as strong with cheese, and you might want to add some other things like peppers, sweet corn. For those of you who eat meat, there might be some chopped ham, you might want to put tuna in it, anything like that. It's your choice, but for me at the minute it's just cheese and onion. So onto half of each of those rectangles of pastry I'm going to put some cheese, and then I'm going to put my onion on the top. Remember, your cheese will melt down a bit, so you do need a good dollop. There we go. Now I've been quite generous with my grated cheese, but I can pop that to the side. Okie dokie, now I'm going to add my onions, and I want to put a quarter of my mixture onto the top of each lot of cheese. So I'll try and spread that out evenly. Now normally when I'm doing this particular dish, it's this time of the year because we're getting ready for barbecues and picnics and eating outside. So, or sometimes for boys and girls to put into packed lunches, it's another good thing, or for a snack at break time. Try and keep it into that 1/2 of the pastry. That's nearly done. There we go, that's evened it up a little bit. Now, the tricky part is taking the pastry from one side over the top of your mixture and folding it down. So now you've got a neat little parcel. Some of you might want to put milk round the edges. It's up to you, but we will be finishing up with milk over the top of it. So then we've got nearly there with our 4 parcels. Now to work on them, I'll need to spread them out a little bit. There we go. Right, just push the pastry down a bit, and then we're going to take our fork and what we call crimp the edges. This is just like sticky glue. It makes sure that the puff pastry sticks together. Try and tuck in any vegetable that might be trying to escape. Do that with all 4 of them, and then I just make an air hole to let any steam escape. And last one. there we go. And now I'm just going to brush some milk over the top, which makes them golden in colour. And remember, for some of you, if you don't have one of these brushes, you can just dip your fingers in and do the same thing over the top with the milk, but I'm going to continue with the brush. A bit of a mucky pot there, splashing the top of the surface. There we go. Now, just before they go into the oven, I'm going to grease my board. So that hopefully they won't stick to the board. So, onto my baking tray, I'm just putting margarine, and then I'm going to lay my cheese and onion puffs onto the top, and I'm going to bake them at 200 degrees for 20 minutes. And there we go, all ready to go into the oven. Alright, pop them in the oven. Put my timer on. And now I'll do my clearing up. Right, the beeper's going off, boys. That's 20 minutes that the puffs have been in the oven. Let's have a little look at them. Oh wow. There we go. Close off the oven. And again, that's something, if you're a littlie, then make sure you've got an adult with you to help you. Number one, take them out, and then to help you actually take them off of this baking tray to put onto the wire. Oh, I've got one little puff that's trying to escape here. I couldn't have sealed it down properly. So, on you go. Just put this over to the sink. And I did all my dishes whilst I was waiting for the puffs to cook in the oven. So just to go over what we had ingredients, we had a roll of puff pastry, we had cheese, we had onions, Worcester sauce and some milk. That was all that we needed. And actually a little bit of olive oil, which you'll possibly have in your larder store anyway. And there we have 4 puffs ready for a packed lunch, a barbecue. You can heat them up, you can have them cold, so you can take them to school, you can have them on a picnic, anything like that. Serve them up with some salad. If you're at home, some baked beans, nice. Anyway, I hope you enjoy them, boys. Bye for now.